Welcome to the W.T.F, Where's the Focus podcast. I'm going to bring you a weekly short message on where you put your focus as it relates to sales and building successful business relationships. Knowing where your focus goes, your energy flows. I'm Dan Manginelli, the author of the books Wake Up, Jumpstart the Life You've Always Had in Mind, and Shake It Up, Big Dreams and Bold Choices on the Road to Success. A national speaker on staying motivated and inspired with the right mindset and coach top salespeople around the nation. So let's get going with WTF.
Welcome to this week's edition of the WTF. Smash that subscribe button, please. We're on location this week, which is going to have some fun. Our interview this week is with a college athlete because I have to take my son to college. So we're doing it on site. One of my keys to success is consistency, so we're not going to stop just because we're going to college. So my interview will be with a college athlete this week. Stay tuned for some more. Can't wait. Again, smash that subscribe button and we'll be right back. Welcome to the WTF, Where's the Focus podcast. We're on location this week. Listen to that. We're out of the studio. Last week of August and school is starting. How about that? All summer vacation should be had by now. Stock market's all over the place. Mortgage rates seem to be increasing this week. It's fun times here in the end of August. Look, I'm really excited about this week's guest. We have a new college student going off to college and playing college golf. And that's why I'm doing the podcast out of studio this week, completely out of my comfort zone. But that's how we get better, is being comfortable, being uncomfortable. And trust me, I am a work in progress on that. So we're in a hotel room in the Santa Barbara area. Sequestered to do the WTF podcast with the only guest I'm with right now. So we have Daniel Joseph Manginelli IV here today. What's going on, young buck?
What's up? Honored and extremely grateful to be one of the first guests before the podcast absolutely just takes off. So
this is where the beginnings goes. All right, let's get right to it. So how do you feel about moving your dorm tomorrow?
I'm excited, but with that excitement comes a little bit of nerves and uneasiness, knowing that for the next kind of months at a time, I'm going to be not home and have to adapt to a complete new environment with people who aren't my family.
What are you most excited about going off to college?
Yeah, like I said, a new environment, meeting new friends, meeting new people, being kind of not necessarily forced, but having to adhere and adapt to a new place. Meeting new friends, and a lot more opportunity comes with new beginnings. So opportunities and new friends as well.
When did you decide that you were going to play college golf, or when did you decide that golf is something that you wanted to do?
Yeah, growing up, I mean, obviously, played every sport and kind of growing older and figuring out, hey, which ones that I'm kind of more drawn to and which ones I enjoy more. Golf wasn't really something that we ever did collectively, like, family's coming out, weekly games, people bringing snacks and whatnot. It was kind of something that I was like, hey,
no orange slices in golf apparently after the game. Okay, sorry.
And getting older and being like, hey, this is a sport that requires a lot of independence. No one's really making me go out there and practice. Mm-hmm. There's no team. And then,
what do you think it is about golf? So is it the patience? Because we just played. Is it the patience? Is it it's never the same every time? Is it as a game that's, as Bagger Vance says, it's a game that can't be won? What is it you think it is about golf?
It's a lot of fun because there's so much you have to be okay with, because you can't perfect the game. Nothing about it is perfect. So if you can go out there and try your best and really put an effort, then it's going to reflect. It's going to come back to you. The more effort and hard work you put into it, it's going to reflect how good you are.
Gotcha. So do you feel when you decided, how old when you said, you know what, this is what I'm going to do?
Probably like beginning of high school, I kind of cut off every other sport and really spent time grinding and not perfecting, but getting better at, hey, this is what I want to do for the next 4 years. And
did you have a goal in mind when it was your freshman year, and this is what you
minimal goals, which kind of led to a bigger goal. Like I knew going into it, hey, if I get good at this, then, because everyone starts playing golf at the same level. Like, everyone's bad when they start. Most of the other sports, people are athletically gifted enough to be like, okay, I'm fast, good at football, I have good hand-eye coordination, which does help with golf, but like lacrosse, basketball, it was kind of like, okay, I know I'm going to be bad when I start, but keep getting after it. And if I know if I get to a certain level, then hey, this is really fun. Not only playing for myself, but playing for something bigger, like a team environment, having a coach there who's going to involve themselves in your life is also as your golf as well. That's when I knew, like, hey, if I can get pretty good at this, then I want to take it to the next level, because that'll only make me better surrounding myself with.
So besides golf, when did you feel that you were good at something or better than other people, or where did you excel at something where you said, like, this is part of my personality and I'm good at this? Yeah. When was it? Do you think that you decided that, you whatever it is it whatever you think it is, what was it that you felt that you were better than maybe some other people at besides golf?
Yeah, well, it's just like working out. It's like a lot of it's genetics. So a lot of good qualities that I possess, I attribute to both my parents, him and my mom as well. So both you and mom are really articulate in the way you guys speak, but beyond that, the way you act. If you can carry yourself in a good manner, that can go a long way, and it's really appreciated. So I think that I'm able to withstand a lot, withhold a lot, and also present myself in a decently fashionable manner, both on and off, obviously on and off the golf course, but I feel like I'm a pretty good speaker as well, which, watching the podcasts, I know that you're having to interview a lot of people.
I'm just broken. I'm just trying to do my best with everything. What do you want to get out of your college experience?
I want to get a lot better at golf. It's a really strange transition from going to 9-hole matches at 3 p.m. to 54-hole events against, upwards of 8-9 teams and traveling to do so. High school football, it's like you're going to play the same length game in and out of high school, same length game in high school, same length game in college. But with golf, it's like, okay, here's a transitioning period from 9 holes to 54 holes over a span of 2 days, with not your home course, no courses in Orange County anymore. It's going to be different, like playing in the rain, snow, maybe not the snow, but it's just going to be a completely different atmosphere that I've never experienced. So if I can get that down and tackle it, I feel like that can only make me and my game a lot better.
If you get really good in the snow, though, that would be really good.
Yeah, that'd be like legendary.
You'd be legendary.
No one's played in the snow.
You can go to Canada, and you can play golf in Canada all year. I'm just kidding around. Okay, so what do you think it is within you that gives you the drive that you want to be better? So there's things that are in people. When you talk to them, when I talk to people, and you see people at successful level, you see people that are struggling, you see people in sales, especially in sales. What do you think, being where you are right now, 18, where do you think gives you the drive to want to be better?
It's a great question. Being in an environment and a team atmosphere, and this is something that's applicable to life, not necessarily just golf, but from a golf perspective, I have a team that I'm going to be playing with and representing, and a school that I'm representing, and I can't be slacking around, not putting in effort, because they're putting in so much effort, and who am I to just kind of sit back and ride their tail and assume that they're going to pick up the heavy load. And outside of golf as well, like I have 2 little sisters, I have you, I have Angela, I have mom, I have everyone like supporting me, helping me go through stuff, and obviously there's, regardless of who the person is, there's obvious expectations for everything, so not necessarily living up to certain expectations, but getting done what I say, I'm going to get done, hey, I'm going to do something, put my mind to it, and execute it. It helps being in an atmosphere where more people expect something out of you and you do it, and it's super gratifying as well. Do
you think you have to live up to those expectations, or is it within you that you just want to be better because it's the right thing to do?
Yeah, it's all self-challenging. I mean, with that, obviously there's a morality aspect to it. Like, I'm not going to be any good of a human being if I sit back and kind of just like enjoy the things that are like handed to me or given to me, because I obviously, like where we are right now, it's a beautiful place, and it's like, okay, I know what that's like, I want to continue to do that. So it's self-challenging, because I like, hey, now I got to kind of buckle up into my own like really harness in and take care of everything that I have going on with golf and academics, and then past that, create more opportunities and enjoy the things that we have now, but make it for myself. So it's not like I'm living up to really.
No, in your span of your long life that you've lived so far, how do you handle things when it gets hard? I guess the good question would be is, how do you handle difficult conversations? 2-part question. How do you handle things when things get hard, and how do you handle having difficult conversations now? Because this applies to hopefully my audience in a lot of ways.
So to the first question is how to handle things when things get hard is support group. I have a lot of friends and a lot of family members who really, no matter what is going on in my life, whether it be like with golf or academically, they're going to be there to support me regardless if I play really well or if I play really bad. I can talk to any of you guys and know that, hey, with like everything going on outside there, this is a core group of people that no matter what will support me through anything.
Yeah.
So, and kind of to play into the next question is like advice as well. Like there's times where I come to you guys, family members, and have advice on something that's a little more personal and private. So to have, you know, more touchy subjects or hard, what was the second question?
How do you handle hard conversations? Really what I'm getting at is this, is no matter how hard things are going to get for the next 4 years, no matter how hard life is, no matter how hard golf is and school is, and this applies to everybody, ask for help. It's always okay to ask for help. Your ego could never get in your way to ask for help. You can ask for help spiritually, you can ask for help mentally, you can ask for help just saying, I don't know how to handle this situation. So you going off to college is really emotional to me because I've been there to say like, no, guide this way or that way. You're in an atmosphere where there's a lot of people that struggle with a lot of things. And if anything, we're taking this on a personal level right now, if there's anything, do not ever, ever, ever hesitate to reach out to whoever it would be and say, you know what, I don't know and I need help. Or this is really hard and I need help. Your ego gets in the way, people get in the way, and people are always afraid what other people are going to think of them. Do never, ever, ever on the hard conversations and the things that keep you the person and the man you're going to be, always, always, always know that we all can ask. You always want to reach out and say that I don't get it, I'm broken, I don't know all the answers. We all need to ask for help. So sorry about that. I just went off on a little tangent, nearly got emotional. Where do you see yourself in 10 years from now? What do you think 10 years from now, where will you be? Then this is, you know, just spitballing.
Well, the goal is obviously going to school at a campus that's in this area, is meeting a lot of people and opening a gateway of opportunities in somewhat a similar realm as you, real estate finance. So just, again, like the area is super lucrative in that certain industry. So meeting the right people, knowing the right people, networking over the next 4 years can kickstart a career.
Correct.
For the next 6 years.
I think you see the opportunities. I think anybody, all of us in life, we're presented in front of opportunities. It's the difference of who takes advantage of the opportunities.
Correct.
And who just sees them as a coincidence or something that I had. Taking advantage of the opportunities would be, you know, ideal, without a doubt.
Those are all really good questions, but you've been asking the questions for what episode is this?
This will be 11. Episode 11, people.
Yeah. Episode 11.
Moving on.
We'll flip the switch, and now I'll.
You're gonna.
I have a couple written.
You're gonna hijack my podcast.
Yeah.
I'm getting hijacked on my podcast. So you're gonna interview me.
Yeah,
now.
I have some. I'm sorry for people watching. I have questions behind you.
Oh, look at that.
I'm gonna read.
Okay. What do you got for me?
So now that you've started something like almost a side project, something.
Okay.
I notice you're putting a lot of time and money and effort into. There's a lot of investments going into that. Knowing that, hey, I want to start a podcast is something I want to pursue. It takes a lot of courage to be able to do that, because not a lot of people are going to want to do that. So on that subject, when did you think or realize that, hey, I am more successful than these other people? Like, this is what I'm better at than most people.
Okay, that's a good question. I don't think Joe Rogan would have probably a little issue with saying that I'm on that podcast level, without a doubt. But I think a good question would be is, when did I asked you the same question? Like, when did you realize that you was different? I would say for me would have been my freshman year of high school. In that freshman year of high school, a football coach had pulled me aside and said, listen, I want to tell you something. You've got a gift. And that gift is, for whatever reason, people follow you. They not necessarily look up to you, but they follow you because there's an energy that allows that. You have a leadership quality that people will do that. I did not understand it at that time. He did say that, listen, you can use this for good or you can use it for bad. You screwing around at my practices is not helping me because people are following you. When you're not paying attention and not working hard, people are following you. So you can either use this for good or you can use it to disrupt my football team, and it's not going to work out. It was probably not until maybe my junior or senior years of high school that I realized 100% that what that meant. Because to me, my only thing was, when's the next party and how many more girls are going to be at that party at that time? But that is a really good question. When did I realize it? Probably then, didn't take advantage of it. It took some time to kind of accumulate from that time. Good question. What else you got for me there, young buck?
Just role reversal.
Yes.
What do you remember going into college, or where did you go to college?
That is a great question. Since football didn't work out for a 5 foot nothing, 100 and nothing, I decided that I wanted to go make money. It was from that summer of football I realized that, though I had the drive and I loved the game and it was something I always wanted to do, I wanted to make money. I wanted the nicer things in life, and really at that time it was real monetary. It had nothing to do with security and nothing to do with investing. It had everything to do with getting jet skis and boats and girls and all the cool stuff that came with money and the cars and all the thing. That's what my focus became. So to answer your question, no, because my focus turned to my drive. I learned how to sell. That quality that someone saw in me that I really didn't see in myself, I learned to sell. And in doing so, I became successful for the wrong reasons and turned it in for the right reasons. Very good question again. What else you got for me?
Because of that, seeing your friends go off for 4, 5, 6, 7, upwards of like 10 years of school, you're kind of thrown into a more independent bubble. Like, hey, all my friends are gone. I have no one to go hang out with or have no one to practice with anymore.
Right.
When you do take that route and you're by yourself and things get either bad or not necessarily go your way, how do you go about that with things?
When things go bad, couple reasons. One, I always gave myself not a choice. When things go bad, I've always looked at it even as a speaker. My first speech went horribly wrong. A lot of you've heard the story or whatever it would be. But when I left that meeting and I walked outside and I hyperventilated and sweated through my suit, my choice was either quit or get better. And I've kind of lived by that premise. There's a lot of things I failed at that I didn't do. I either quit or get better. I really didn't give myself too much of a choice. Though I did, you're right, everybody else was going a different direction. When I went that direction, I even moved to a different city, and had to start from scratch. So I think the choice, when you don't give yourself a choice, or if the choice is quit or get better, decide to quit. This kind of wasn't in my nature, really isn't. The get better part is just a learning experience each time. What else?
So you're learning more about the podcasting thing, and
why am I doing a podcast? I think that just the relatable stories, my kind of life has been based off one of my mentors, which is Zig Ziglar, a phenomenal speaker, great author. I got to meet him. One of his quotes was, "You can get anything in life if you just can help enough other people get what they want. Don't compromise your principles." But I think that one thing I got from that is why I related so much to him was because his stories were so relatable. And they were all based off of success and making yourself better by a relatable story. So I took everything that would happen in my life. There's been some hard times, companies going bankrupt, different things that happened. Took a lot of things that happened that went wrong, but you kind of make them, you make the choices I said, but the relatable stories. So the podcast is all based off of that, is to see if I can help anybody else from my crazy life and the things that go through, and my son going to college, maybe someone else is going to college that want to ask these questions, or just remind them that it's okay to ask for help in any dynamic of what it is. If my brokenness or wanting to be better helps other people be better, why not do a podcast to do so?
That's it. That's all.
That's it.
That's all my questions.
Can I take my podcast back now?
Yeah.
I got it back now. Right. So, hope you enjoyed this week's podcast. Guys, really hope you can subscribe. Smash that subscribe button. I hope you like the intro of us kind of just hanging out a little bit prior to this. I committed every week. To do this. It's a little bit uncomfortable doing it in a hotel room in Montecito. It is a nice area, but it's a little outside my comfort zone. So if you like this week, please, I'd love your feedback. You can always email me at dan@manginelligroup.com, or you can get any of my books, my videos, some other audio things on my website. Do you need www anymore? I don't think you need that. Manginelligroup.com, Manginelli. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Please, I'd love your feedback, and I'm going to miss you, man. I'm sure I'll see you again real soon.
Yep.
And I love the hell out of you. All right. Everybody else, take care out there. We'll see you next week.
Take the pain out of my waist. Little wishes far from over. Bring the